There is a space here. A quiet space. A space that asks nothing. You are in this space now. Or the space is around you. It does not matter which. The space exists. You exist. And that is all. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to be different from what it already is. The room is dark, or dim, or lit softly. However it is fine. The air is cool, or warm, or somewhere between. However it feels, it is allowed. Your body is lying down, resting on a surface that holds you. And the holding is enough. You do not need to do anything with this holding. You do not need to respond to it. It simply is. Like the air around you. Like the darkness. Like the quiet that fills the spaces between sounds. And there are sounds. Or there are not. Either way, they exist in their own space. Separate from you. Not requiring anything. A hum in the distance. A breath. A settling. Sounds that come and go without asking permission. And you can hear them. Or not hear them. Or hear them and let them pass through without catching on anything. Because nothing needs to catch. Nothing needs to stay. Nothing needs to mean anything beyond its simple existence. The moment is here. This one. This single moment that contains nothing but itself. Not the moment before. Not the moment after. Just this one. Flat and simple and complete. And you are in it. Not doing anything with it. Not making anything of it. Just existing alongside it. Your breath moves. In and out. Or shallow and quick. Or slow and deep. However it moves without instruction. Your body breathes itself. Your heart beats itself. Your blood flows itself. All of it happening. All of it continuing. All of it requiring nothing from you. And you can let it happen. Let it continue. Let it be exactly what it is without observation, without monitoring, without involvement. Because involvement is optional. Attention is optional. Participation is optional. You can simply be here. Simply exist. Simply take up space in the darkness without purpose or meaning or direction. Just being. Just resting. Just present in the most basic, simple way. There is no goal here. No destination. No place you are trying to reach. This is not a journey. This is not a process. This is not a path that leads somewhere. This is just a space. A moment. A time that exists for no reason other than that it exists. And you exist in it. Not working toward anything. Not waiting for anything. Not hoping for anything to arrive or change or happen. Just here. Just now. Just this. The darkness around you is neutral. It is not comforting. It is not threatening. It simply is. It fills the room. It fills the space between things. It exists without offering anything, without taking anything, without relating to you in any particular way. And that neutrality is steady. Reliable. Constant. It does not shift based on what you think. It does not change based on what you feel. It remains exactly what it is. Dark. Still. Present. And you can rest in that presence. Not because it is comforting. but because it is there, solid, unchanging, real. Your thoughts move, or they do not move, or they move sometimes and stop sometimes and circle sometimes. However they move, they are allowed. They are not wrong. They are not a problem. They are simply what is happening. Like sounds, like breath, like the darkness itself. Present, existing, unfolding in their own way. And you do not need to do anything with them. Do not need to follow them. Do not need to stop them. Do not need to change them or understand them or make them quieter. They are just there, moving through the space of your mind, passing through, staying, returning, leaving, all of it allowed, all of it fine, all of it part of what is happening right now. And what is happening right now does not need to be different, does not need to be better, does not need to be quieter or calmer or more restful. It just needs to be what it is. And it already is what it is. So there is nothing to fix, nothing to adjust, nothing to improve. Just this. Just now. Just the simple, flat reality of existing in a dark room, lying down, breathing. The surface beneath you is firm, or soft, or somewhere between. It holds your weight without comment. It does not ask you to relax. It does not encourage you to let go. It simply supports you. Continuously. Steadily. Without variation. And that support is always there. Always present. Always doing its job without needing acknowledgement or gratitude or awareness. It just holds. And you are held. And that is the entire relationship. Simple. Neutral. Complete. Your body is heavy. Or light. Or you do not notice. However it feels, it is lying here. Taking up space. Existing in contact with the surface. And the contact is just contact. Not meaningful. Not symbolic. Not leading anywhere. Just the simple fact of two things touching. Body and surface. Pressure and support. Nothing more. Nothing less. The air enters your lungs. Fills them. Leaves them. The cycle continues without pause. There is no performance here. No audience. No evaluation of how well you are resting or whether you are doing it correctly. You are simply here. And here simply is. The darkness does not care if you sleep. Does not care if you stay awake. Does not care what state you are in or what you are thinking or whether any of this is working. The darkness just exists. Surrounding you. Filling the space. Being what it is. And you can exist the same way. Without concern for outcome. Without worry about result. Without needing to know if this moment is leading anywhere. It is not leading anywhere. It is just here. Just now. Just present. Your eyes are closed. Or open. Or somewhere between. However they are allowed to be that way. There is no rule. No right way. No correct position for eyes or hands or body or mind. Everything is allowed. Everything is fine. Everything is exactly as it needs to be, which is exactly as it already is. And in that allowance there is space. Not space for improvement. Not space for change. Just space itself. Empty. neutral, open, the kind of space that does not ask to be filled, does not ask to be used, does not ask for anything at all. It simply exists, available, present, indifferent, and you can rest in that indifference, not because it is kind, not because it is comforting, but because it expects nothing. It does not expect you to sleep, does not expect you to relax, does not expect you to feel any particular way about being here. It just allows you to be here, to exist here, to take up space here. And that is all. That is enough. That is complete. Your mind is active, or quiet, or moving between the two. However it is simply happening. Thoughts arrive. Thoughts leave. Thoughts circle back and arrive again. And all of it is just movement. Not meaningful movement. Not important movement. Just the basic function of a mind doing what minds do. Processing. Reviewing. Planning. Remembering. Imagining. All of it aloud. All of it fine. All of it requiring nothing from you except that you let it happen. And letting it happen is not an action. Letting it happen is just the absence of stopping it. The absence of fighting it. The absence of demanding that it be different. And in that absence there is rest. Not the rest of stillness. Not the rest of silence. But the rest of not working against what is. Of not pushing. Not pulling. Not trying to change the basic reality of this moment. The reality is simple. You are lying down. The room is dark. Time is passing. Your body is breathing. Your mind is thinking. The world is continuing to exist outside this room. And none of it needs you to do anything. None of it needs your participation. None of it needs your help or guidance or control. It all just happens. Continues. Unfolds. With or without your involvement. With or without your attention. With or without your awareness. And you can let it happen without you. Let it continue on its own. Let it unfold in whatever way it unfolds. Because you are not responsible for making anything happen. Not responsible for keeping anything going. Not responsible for ensuring that the night continues or that time passes or that breath keeps breathing. All of that happens on its own. Has always happened on its own. Will continue to happen on its own. Your only task is to be here. And being here is not a task. Being here is just what is already happening. You are already here. Already present. Already existing in this space, in this moment, in this body. And that is all. That is the entirety of what is required. Which is nothing. The silence around you is not complete. There are small sounds. Small movements of air. Small vibrations in the distance. And the sounds are just sounds. They do not mean anything. They do not signal anything. They do not require interpretation or response. They simply exist. As part of the environment. As part of the night. As part of what is happening right now. And you can let them exist. Let them be part of the background. Let them come and go without attachment, without resistance, without engagement. Because engagement is optional. Response is optional. Participation is optional. You can simply be present while things happen around you. While sounds occur. While time passes. While thoughts move through your mind. All of it happening. None of it requiring anything from you. The weight of your body is constant, pressing down into the surface beneath you. And the surface presses back. Equal and opposite. This is just physics. Just the basic reality of mass and support. Not symbolic. Not meaningful. Just factual. You have weight. The surface has resistance. The two meet. The two balance. And in that balance you are held. Not lovingly. Not carefully. Just mechanically. Automatically. Continuously. The surface does not choose to hold you. It simply does. Because that is what surfaces do. And you do not choose to be held. You simply are. Because that is what happens when weight meets resistance. Simple. Neutral. Unchanging. Your temperature is what it is. Cool or warm or fluctuating between the two. And whatever it is allowed. There is no perfect temperature. No ideal state. No correct way to feel. Just however you feel. However your body is experiencing this moment. However the air touches your skin. All of it fine. All of it allowed. All of it part of the simple reality of having a body that exists in space and time. And time continues. Second by second. Moment by moment. Not quickly. Not slowly. Just at the pace that time moves. Which is its own pace. Unaffected by desire. Unaffected by impatience. Unaffected by the wish for it to move faster or slower or differently. Time is neutral. Time is constant. Time is indifferent to everything except its own progression. And you exist inside that progression. Moving through it. Or being moved by it. Or simply existing alongside it while it passes. However you relate to time, time remains the same. Steady. Reliable. Unchanging in its basic nature. And enough is not a judgment. Not a praise. Not a statement of value. It is simply a fact. You are here. That is what is. That is enough because it is all there is. The darkness continues. The silence continues. The night continues. All of it moving forward. All of it progressing through time. All of it happening without asking whether you are ready or willing or participating. It just happens. And you are inside what happens. Not directing it. Not controlling it. Not influencing it in any way. Just present within it. Existing alongside it. Being part of the same moment, the same space, the same continuous now. Your heartbeat is steady. Or unsteady. Or somewhere between. However it beats on its own. You do not tell it when to beat. You do not remind it to continue. You do not supervise its rhythm. It simply beats. Has always beaten. Will continue beating. Automatic. Reliable. Independent. And you can let it be independent. Let it do its work without observation. Let it exist in the background of your awareness or outside your awareness entirely. Because your awareness is not required. Your attention is not necessary. Your monitoring changes nothing. The heart beats whether you notice or not. Whether you think about it or not. Whether you are awake or asleep or somewhere between. It continues. Steady in its purpose. Faithful in its function. and that faithfulness requires nothing from you. No gratitude, no acknowledgement, no participation. It simply is. And you simply are. And the two exist together without relationship, without connection, without meaning. Just two facts. Heart beating. Body existing. Simple. Separate. Simultaneous. The air in the room is still, or moving slightly, or you cannot tell which. However it is, it surrounds you, touches every surface of your skin, presses against you with the weight of atmosphere. And that pressure is constant, always there, always present, always the same. You do not feel it because you have always felt it. It is baseline. It is normal. It is the default state of existing in air. And you can rest in that default state. That baseline. That normal. Not special. Not unique. Not remarkable in any way. Just the plain, simple fact of being a body in a room in air and darkness and time. All of it ordinary. All of it unremarkable. All of it exactly what it is without elaboration or meaning. Your muscles are tense, or loose, or different in different places. However they are holding you in whatever shape you are in. And that shape is fine. That position is allowed. That configuration of limbs and torso and head is exactly right because it is exactly what is. There is no better position. No more correct alignment. No ideal way to arrange yourself. Just however you are arranged. However gravity has settled you. However your body has found its place on this surface. That is where you are. That is how you are. That is what is true right now. And truth is simple. Truth is factual. Truth is what remains when you remove preference and judgment and desire. You are lying here. The room is dark. Time is passing. These are facts. Plain and neutral and unchanging. And you can rest in facts. Not because they are comforting, but because they are solid. Real. Undeniable. They do not shift. They do not depend on belief. They do not require acceptance or understanding. They simply are. And you are part of what simply is. The sounds outside the room are distant, or close, or absent entirely. However they are not here. Not in this room. Not in this immediate space that contains you. They exist elsewhere. In other rooms. In other spaces. In the world beyond these walls. And that world continues. Traffic moves. Wind blows. Things happen. All of it separate from you. All of it unrelated to this moment. All of it proceeding without your input or awareness or concern. The world does not need you to continue. Does not need your attention to keep existing. Does not need your participation to keep functioning. It functions on its own. Has always functioned on its own. Will continue to function on its own. And you can let it. Let it exist elsewhere. Let it continue without you. Because you are here. Not there. Not in the world. Not in the continuation of things. Just here. In this room. In this darkness. In this single, simple, separate space. Contained. Bounded. Defined. And within that definition there is clarity. Not the clarity of understanding, but the clarity of limitation. This space and no other. This moment and no other. This body and no other. Specific. Particular. Singular. And in that singularity there is simplicity. One space. One moment. One experience. Not many. Not complex. Not overwhelming. Just one. Just this. Just now. Your eyelids are heavy. Or light. Or you do not notice them at all. However they are allowed. There is no requirement to close them. No requirement to open them. They are just part of your face. Part of your body. Part of the physical facts of your existence. And those facts continue. Persist. Remain true regardless of your attention to them. The temperature of your skin is constant. Or changing slightly. Or different in different places. Cool where the air touches. Warm where the blanket covers. Neutral where neither reaches. And all of these temperatures are fine. All of these variations are allowed. Nothing needs to be adjusted. Nothing needs to be made more comfortable. However it is, it is. And however it is enough. Because enough is not a goal. Enough is not an achievement. Enough is simply the acknowledgement that what is does not need to be different. And what is continues. The darkness continues. The night continues. Time continues. All of it moving forward at the same steady pace. Unconcerned with whether you are sleeping or waking or thinking or resting. It continues anyway. Regardless. Indifferent. And you are inside that indifference. Held by it. Contained by it. Part of it. Not special. Not separate. Not exempt from the basic facts of existence. Just here. Just now. Just part of what is. The weight of your head presses into the pillow. Or it does not. Or the pressure is so constant you no longer notice it. However it is, the pillow is there. Beneath you. Supporting the weight without effort, without thought, without choice. It simply does what pillows do. Holds. Supports. Exists beneath. And you simply do what bodies do. Rest. Exist. Press down with the weight of mass and bone. Neither of you trying. Neither of you working. Just two objects in contact, following the basic laws of pressure and resistance. Simple. Automatic. Unremarkable. Your breath is shallow now. Or deep. Or irregular. However it moves without your instruction. The body breathes itself. Takes in what it needs. Releases what it does not. And the rhythm is its own. Not controlled. Not directed. Not managed by conscious thought. Just happening. Just continuing. Just one more automatic function in a body full of automatic functions. And all of those functions continue. Blood circulates. Cells divide. Neurons fire. All of it happening beneath awareness. Beneath thought. Beneath the surface of what you can perceive or control or influence. The body does its work. Has always done its work. Will continue to do its work. With or without your help. With or without your attention. With or without your participation. And you can let it work. Let it function. Let it continue being a body while you simply exist inside it. Not managing it. Not supervising it. not ensuring that it keeps going. Just being carried by it, being held by it, being present within it. The darkness is complete now, or it has always been complete, or there is still a thin line of light somewhere that you may or may not notice. However the darkness is, it fills the space around you, occupies the room, exists in every corner, every gap, every place where light is not. And where light is not, darkness is. Simple, factual, inevitable, not good, not bad, not comforting or frightening, just present, just the natural state of a room when light is absent, the default, the baseline, the neutral, and you exist in that neutral space, not fighting it, not embracing it, just existing alongside it. Two things in the same room, darkness and body, neither affecting the other, neither needing anything from the other, just coexisting, just sharing space, just being present in the same moment. Your thoughts are quieter now, or louder, or the same as they have always been. However they are, they move through your mind like weather, passing through, changing, shifting from one pattern to another. And weather does not ask permission, does not announce itself, does not wait for the right moment. It simply occurs, changes, moves according to its own patterns. And thoughts are the same, occurring, changing, moving according to patterns you do not control and do not need to control. They are just weather, just movement, just the natural activity of a mind that is awake or asleep or somewhere between. And you can let them be weather. Let them move. Let them shift and change without needing to understand why or predict what comes next. Because what comes next will come regardless. Thoughts will continue. Patterns will shift. The mind will keep doing what minds do. And none of it requires your involvement. None of it needs your direction. None of it depends on your participation. It just happens. And you are present while it happens. Not controlling it. Not stopping it. Just existing alongside it. The night is deep now. Or it is still early. Or time has become unclear, unmeasurable, irrelevant. However much time has passed, it has passed. However much remains, it remains. And neither matters. Neither changes what is happening right now. Neither affects this moment, this breath, this simple fact of existing in darkness. Time moves. You exist. The two occur simultaneously without relationship, without connection, without meaning. Just two facts happening at once. Time passing. Body being. And both will continue. Time will keep passing. Body will keep being. For as long as the night lasts. For as long as darkness remains. For as long as this moment stretches out into the next and the next and the next. All of it the same. All of it continuous. All of it unremarkable in its simple, steady progression. Your skin touches fabric. Fabric touches skin. The contact is neutral. Neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Just factual. Two surfaces meeting. Two textures in contact. Two things occupying the same boundary. And the boundary is just a line. Just a place where one thing ends and another begins. Not meaningful. Not symbolic. Just geometric. Just spatial. Just real. And reality continues. The room continues. The darkness continues. You continue. All of it moving forward. All of it persisting. All of it simply being what it is without question, without doubt, without need for anything to change. And change is not required. Change is not expected. Change is not part of what is happening here. Here there is only continuation. Only persistence. Only the steady, unchanging fact of existing in this space, in this moment, in this body. Nothing needs to shift. Nothing needs to transform. Nothing needs to become different from what it already is. The moment is flat. The experience is flat. The entire night is flat. Not in a negative way. Not in a disappointing way. Just flat in the sense of being level, even, consistent. No peaks. No valleys. No dramatic shifts from one state to another. Just this. Just the same. Just the continuous, unvarying presence of now. And now continues. Extends. Stretches out in all directions without boundary, without endpoint, without destination. It does not lead anywhere. It does not build toward anything. It simply is, and then continues to be, and then continues again. Endless. Seamless. Unbroken. Your body is still. Or it shifts slightly. Or it moves in small, unconscious ways. However it moves or does not move, it is simply doing what bodies do when they lie in darkness for extended periods. Adjusting. Settling. Finding comfort or not finding comfort in existing anyway. And all of it is allowed. All of it is fine. All of it is part of the unremarkable process of being a physical thing in a physical space. Nothing special. Nothing significant. Nothing worth noting or remembering or thinking about. Just a body being a body. Just mass occupying space. Just existence continuing. The air you breathe has no taste. No smell. No particular quality that distinguishes it from any other air. It is just air. Just oxygen and nitrogen and trace elements. Just the mixture that bodies need to continue functioning. And you breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe it in again. Not because you choose to. Not because you remember to. But because breathing happens automatically, continuously, without pause. It is background. It is baseline. It is so constant that it becomes invisible, imperceptible, irrelevant. And you can let it be irrelevant. Let it fade into the background where it belongs. Let it continue without observation, without attention, without awareness. Because awareness changes nothing. Attention changes nothing. Observation changes nothing. The breath continues either way. The body continues either way. The night continues either way. All of it independent. All of it autonomous. All of it proceeding on its own momentum. And you can rest in that autonomy. Rest in the knowledge that nothing requires your management, your supervision, your control. Everything continues without you. Everything functions without you. Everything exists without needing your participation. And in that lack of need there is space. Not space to fill. Not space to use. Just space itself. Empty. Open. Available. The kind of space that asks nothing. Expects nothing. Requires nothing. Just space. Just openness. Just the gap between what is and what is not. And you exist in that gap. In that opening, in that neutral, undefined place where nothing is demanded and nothing is given. Just existing. Just being. Just present. Your thoughts drift. Or they do not drift. Or they move in circles that go nowhere. However they move, they are not important. They are not meaningful. They are not signals of anything except that you have a mind and minds produce thoughts. That is all. That is the extent of their significance. They are just thoughts. Just mental activity. Just the background noise of consciousness. And background noise can be ignored. Can be allowed to continue without engagement. Can exist in the periphery while you remain centered in the simple fact of lying here, breathing, existing. The thoughts do not need you. Do not need your attention. Do not need your response. They will move on their own. Will shift on their own. Will eventually quiet on their own or not quiet at all. And either way is fine. Either way is allowed. Either way changes nothing about this moment, this space, this neutral experience of being. The darkness around you is thick. Or thin. Or you cannot tell which because darkness has no texture, no density, no measurable quality. It is just the absence of light. Just what remains when light is not present. And what remains is enough. What remains is complete. What remains is exactly what is needed, which is nothing. Because nothing is needed. Nothing is required. Nothing is missing from this moment. The moment is whole as it is. Complete as it is. Sufficient as it is. Not because it is perfect. Not because it is ideal. But because it is real. Because it exists. Because it is what is actually happening right now. And what is actually happening is simple. You are lying down. The room is dark. Time is passing. Your body is breathing. These facts are plain. Neutral. Undeniable. And they continue to be facts regardless of how you feel about them, regardless of what you think about them, regardless of whether you notice them or not. They persist. They remain. They continue being true. And you persist alongside them. Remain alongside them. Continue being present alongside them. Not doing anything with them. Not making anything of them. Just being here while they are here. Coexisting. Sharing space. Occupying the same moment. Simple. Unremarkable. Real. Your weight sinks. Or it has already sunk. Or sinking is a process that happens so gradually you did not notice when it began or ended. However it happened, you are settled now. Resting now. Supported now. And the support is constant. The surface beneath you does not waver. Does not shift. Does not change its mind about holding you. It simply holds. Continues holding. Will continue holding for as long as you remain here. Reliable. Steady. Indifferent. And you can rest in that indifference. That reliability. That steady, unchanging support that asks nothing and gives exactly what is needed. Which is support. Which is presence. Which is the basic fact of resistance meaning weight. Nothing more. Nothing less. Nothing beyond the simple physics of two objects in contact. And physics does not negotiate. Does not compromise. Does not adjust based on preference or desire. It simply is. Simply operates according to fixed laws. simply continues being true regardless of anything else. And you are subject to those laws. Subject to gravity. Subject to the basic realities of having mass and existing in space. Not exempt. Not special. Not separate from the way things work. Just part of it. Just included in it. Just one more object following the same rules as every other object. And there is rest in that. Not emotional rest. Not psychological rest. But the rest of not being exceptional. Of being ordinary. Of being subject to the same forces, the same laws, the same basic realities as everything else. The night is silent. Or it is not silent. Or silence is not quite the right word because there are always sounds, always small movements of air, always distant vibrations. But whatever word describes it, the night is what it is. The room is what it is. The soundscape is what it is. And it does not change based on your preference. Does not adjust to your comfort. Does not care whether you find it peaceful or disturbing or neutral. It simply is. And you are in it. And the two exist together without relationship, without meaning, without connection. Just two facts. Night exists. You exist. Both occurring simultaneously in the same space. Your breath is slow. Or it is not slow. Or slow is a judgment that does not apply because breath simply has whatever pace it has. However fast or slow it moves at the pace that bodies choose when left to their own devices. Automatic pace. Unconscious pace. The pace that emerges when you stop trying to control it, stop trying to deepen it, stop trying to make it into something other than what it naturally is. And what it naturally is changes. Shifts. Varies from moment to moment based on factors you do not control and do not need to control. Sometimes faster. Sometimes slower. Sometimes steady. Sometimes irregular. All of it allowed. All of it normal. All of it part of the simple reality of having lungs and a nervous system and a body that regulates itself. You do not regulate it. You do not manage it. You do not supervise it. It regulates itself. Has always regulated itself. Will continue to regulate itself. And you can let it. Can allow it to function without interference. Can exist alongside it without involvement. Just being present while it happens. Just occupying the same body while it does its work. The pillow beneath your head is soft. Or firm. Or somewhere between. Or you have stopped noticing entirely. However it feels or does not feel, it is there. Occupying the space between your head and the mattress. Filling the gap. Providing support. And support does not require acknowledgement. Does not need gratitude. Does not depend on your awareness to continue functioning. It simply functions. Simply exists. Simply does what it does. Like everything else. Like the darkness. Like time. Like breath. All of it continuing. All of it functioning. All of it proceeding according to its own nature without needing your input, your attention, your participation. And you are surrounded by things that do not need you. Things that continue on their own. Things that exist independently. The room does not need you. The night does not need you. The darkness does not need you. They exist with or without you. They continue with or without your awareness. They proceed with or without your involvement. And there is freedom in that. Not the freedom of choice. Not the freedom of control, but the freedom of irrelevance. The freedom of not being necessary. The freedom of not being required. The freedom of being able to simply exist without purpose, without function, without role. Just existing. Just being. Just present. Your eyelids rest against your eyes. Or they do not rest, they simply cover. Or covering is a form of resting. However you describe it, they are closed. Or open. Or partially one or the other. And however they are doing what eyelids do. Protecting. Covering. Being eyelids. Not trying. Not working. Just being what they are. Like your hands are being hands. Like your feet are being feet. Like your entire body is simply being a body. Not performing. Not achieving. Not demonstrating anything. Just being. Just existing. Just taking up space in the most basic, unremarkable way. The temperature in the room is stable. Or it fluctuates slightly. Or your perception of it changes even when it does not. However it is what it is. And what it is does not require your approval. Does not need your acceptance. Does not depend on your comfort. It simply is. Exists. Persists. And you exist within it. Within whatever temperature the room has. Within whatever conditions are present. Not fighting them. Not resisting them. Not trying to change them. Just being present within them. Just existing alongside them. Just occupying the same space at the same time. The night deepens. Or it does not deepen, it simply continues. Or deepening and continuing are the same thing. However you think of it, the night is here. Is present. Is the current reality. And reality does not negotiate. Does not adjust. Does not become different because you want it to or need it to or hope it will. It simply is what it is. And what it is right now is night. Is darkness. Is this room, this moment, this experience. Plain. Factual. True. And you are part of what is true. Part of what is real. Part of what is actually happening right now in this space. Not imagining it. Not hoping for it. Not waiting for it. Just in it. Just part of it. Just here. And here is constant. Here does not shift. Here remains exactly where it is, which is where you are, which is this space, this room, this moment. Not moving. Not traveling. Not going anywhere. Just being. Just existing. Just occupying this particular point in space and time. And that occupation requires nothing. Demands nothing. Asks nothing of you except that you continue to exist, which you are already doing, which you cannot stop doing even if you wanted to. Existence is automatic. Presence is automatic. Being here is not a choice you make moment by moment but a condition you are already in. And the condition continues. Persists. Remains stable. You are here. The room is here. The darkness is here. The night is here. All of it present. All of it real. All of it unmoving in its basic nature. Your body is heavy now. Or it has always been heavy. Or heaviness is simply a word for the feeling of weight resting on a surface. However you describe it, your body has weight. And weight presses down. And down meets resistance. and resistance holds. This is physics. This is fact. This is the simple, unchanging reality of mass and gravity and support. Not meaningful. Not symbolic. Just real. And real is enough. Real is complete. Real is all there is. There is no other layer. No hidden meaning. No deeper truth beneath the surface. The surface is all there is. And the surface is this. Body. Room. Darkness. Night. Simple. Plain. Factual. Your thoughts are slower now. Or they are not slower. Or slowness is a perception that may or may not match reality. However fast or slow they are, they continue. Moving through your mind like water moving through pipes. Not dramatic. Not rushed. Just flowing. Just moving. Just going wherever they go. And wherever they go does not matter. Their destination does not matter. Their content does not matter. They are just thoughts. Just mental activity. Just the background hum of a mind that is awake or half awake or moving between states. And states do not have clear boundaries. Do not have sharp divisions. Do not separate neatly into awake and asleep, conscious and unconscious, here and gone. They blur. They blend. They overlap in ways that make definition impossible, categorization meaningless. You are in some state. Some condition. Some place between places. And that place is fine. That state is allowed. That condition requires nothing, changes nothing, means nothing. It simply is. And you are in it. And both continue being true. The silence in the room is not complete. It never is. There are always small sounds. Small movements. Small intrusions of noise into the quiet. But the quiet remains. Persists underneath the sounds. Continues being the baseline, the foundation, the default. And you rest in that baseline. That foundation. That default state of quiet that is occasionally interrupted but never destroyed, never replaced, never truly absent. It is always there. Always underneath. Always waiting. And you can sink into it. Not emotionally. Not symbolically. But literally. Actually. Physically sinking into the quiet the way your body sinks into the mattress. Weight finding support. Mass finding rest. Presence finding place. All of it simple. All of it automatic. All of it happening without effort, without intention, without conscious direction. Just happening. Just occurring. Just being what it is. Your heartbeat is distant now. Not gone. Not stopped. Just far away. Removed from immediate awareness. Operating in the background where it has always operated. And the background is deep. Is vast. Is full of processes and functions and systems that work without supervision, without attention, without your knowledge or involvement. The body knows what to do. Has always known. Will continue knowing. It does not need instruction. Does not need guidance. Does not need you to remember to keep it functioning. It functions on its own. Autonomously. Independently. And you can let it be independent. Let it work without you. Let it continue being a body while you simply exist within it, carried by it, held by it. Not controlling it. Not managing it. Just inhabiting it. The darkness is complete now. Or it has always been complete. Or completeness is not the right word because darkness is not something that completes, it is just something that is or is not. And right now it is. Filling the room. Filling the space. Filling every gap where light could be but is not. And where light is not, darkness is. Simple replacement. Simple occupation of space. Not good. Not bad. Not anything except present. And presence is all that matters. Presence is all that is real. Presence is the only thing that can be verified, confirmed, trusted. You are present. The darkness is present. The room is present. The night is present. All of it here. All of it now. All of it real. And real is simple. Real is plain. Real is exactly what it appears to be without hidden layers, without deeper meanings, without complexity. Just this. Just what is. Just the basic, undeniable fact of existence continuing in this space, in this moment, in this unchanging now. Your breathing is quiet. Or it is not quiet but you do not hear it. Or hearing and not hearing are the same when the sound is constant, unchanging, always there. However you experience it, breath continues. In and out. In and out. The same rhythm it has always had. The same pattern it will continue having. Steady. Reliable. Automatic. And automatic means you do not have to think about it. Do not have to remember it. Do not have to make it happen. It happens on its own. Has always happened on its own. Will always happen on its own. And you can rest in that reliability. That steadiness. That automatic continuation of the most basic function. Breath does not require permission. Does not require acknowledgement. Does not require anything except the existence of lungs and air and the space between them. And that space remains. Always present. Always available. Always ready to be filled and emptied and filled again. The cycle continues. Unbroken. Uninterrupted. Unchanging in its basic pattern. And you are part of that cycle. Not directing it. Not controlling it. Just part of it. Just one element in the larger pattern of breath moving in and out, in and out, in and out. Endless. Seamless. Automatic. The weight of your body is distributed across the surface beneath you. Some parts heavier. Some parts lighter. All of it resting. All of it supported. And support does not tire. Does not weaken. Does not diminish over time. It simply continues. Holds. Persists. The mattress does not complain. Does not shift. Does not change its nature based on how long you have been lying here. It remains constant. Reliable. Present. And you remain constant alongside it. Present alongside it. Existing in the same space, in the same moment, in the same unchanging configuration. Body on mattress. Weight on support. Mass on resistance. Simple equations. Simple facts. Simple realities that continue being true regardless of time, regardless of awareness, regardless of anything except the basic physics of existence. Your mind is quiet now. Or it is not quiet. Or quiet is not the right word for what it is. However you describe it, thoughts are less frequent. Less insistent. Less demanding of attention. They come. They go. They pass through like clouds passing through sky. Present for a moment. Gone the next. Replaced by nothing or by another thought equally temporary, equally unimportant. And you do not need to track them. Do not need to follow them. Do not need to know where they came from or where they are going. They move on their own. Have their own momentum. Their own patterns. Their own reasons for appearing and disappearing. And those reasons do not concern you. Do not affect you. Do not require your understanding or your participation. The thoughts simply are. And then they are not. And then they are again. All of it allowed. All of it fine. All of it part of the neutral, automatic functioning of a mind that continues working whether you want it to or not. The room is still. Or it contains small movements of air. Or stillness and movement are not opposites but different aspects of the same condition. However you understand it, the room is what it is. Contains what it contains. Exists as it exists. And what it exists as is this. 4 walls. A ceiling. A floor. Darkness. Air. Space. And you. Present within the space. Occupying a portion of it. Existing as one more object among objects. Not special. Not central. Not more important than the walls or the floor or the darkness itself. Just present. Just real. Just part of what is here. Your skin is neutral. Not warm. Not cool. Or both at once in different places. Or temperature has ceased to be something you notice. However it is, your skin continues being the boundary between inside and outside. Between body and air. Between self and room. And that boundary is thin. Permeable. Not as solid as it seems. Air touches skin. Skin touches air. The two meet at a surface that is neither one nor the other but both at once. And at that surface, distinction blurs. Separation becomes unclear. The line between you and not you becomes harder to define. But definition is not necessary. Clarity is not required. The boundary can be unclear and everything continues functioning exactly as it should. The body breathes. The air moves. The exchange happens. Life continues. All of it automatic. All of it reliable. All of it proceeding without need for clear boundaries, without need for definition, without need for understanding. Just happening. Just being. Just continuing. The night is deep now. Or depth is not the right word. Or words fail to capture what the night actually is. However you describe it, the night continues. Persists. Remains present. Not moving toward morning. Not counting down to dawn. Just being night. Just existing as darkness and time and the space between sunset and sunrise. And that space is long. Is vast. Is more than enough for rest, for sleep, for the slow dissolution of wakefulness into something else. Something quieter. Something less defined. Something that is not quite sleep but is no longer fully awake. A between place. A transition. A state that has no name because it is neither one thing nor the other but something that exists in the gap. And the gap is wide. Is open. Is available. You can rest in the gap. Can exist in the between. Can be neither awake nor asleep but something else entirely. Something that does not need definition. Does not need categorization. does not need to be understood or explained or made sense of. Just experienced. Just inhabited. Just allowed to be what it is. Your body knows this place. Has been here before. Many times. In every night that has ever passed. In every moment of transition between waking and sleeping. It is familiar territory. Known ground. A place the body recognizes even if the mind does not. And the body can navigate this place without help. Without guidance. Without conscious direction. It knows where to go. Knows how to move through the transition. Knows how to let go of wakefulness and drift into whatever comes next. And what comes next does not need to be predicted. Does not need to be anticipated. Does not need to be known in advance. It will simply arrive. When it is ready. In its own time. And its own time is not your time. Not measured by clocks. Not counted in minutes. Just time. Just duration. Just the space between now and whatever comes after now. And after now comes another now. And then another. Each one the same. Each one present. Each one containing nothing but itself. No progression. No movement toward anything. Just now. And now. And now. Continuous. Unchanging. Eternal in its sameness. Your awareness is then now. Stretched. Barely present. Like a sheet pulled so tight it becomes transparent, nearly invisible, almost gone. But not quite gone. Still here. Still existing. Still aware in some minimal, distant way. Aware of breathing. Aware of darkness. Aware of lying here. Aware of being. And being is all that remains. Not thinking. Not feeling. Not experiencing in any rich or complex way. Just being. Just existing. Just present in the most basic, fundamental sense. And that basic presence continues. Does not end. Does not disappear. Does not fade completely. It remains. A small point of awareness. A dim recognition that something exists. That you exist. That existence continues. And continuation is automatic. Does not require effort. Does not require maintenance. Does not require anything except that it keeps happening, which it does, which it always has, which it always will. The darkness is everything now. Not just around you but through you. Part of you. Inseparable from you. You are in the darkness. The darkness is in you. The boundary between the two has dissolved, disappeared, ceased to exist. There is just darkness. Just quiet. Just the vast, empty, neutral space that contains everything and nothing at once. And you are part of that space. Dissolved into it. Merged with it. No longer separate. No longer distinct. Just part of the whole. Part of the night. Part of the quiet. Part of the darkness itself. Your body is distant now. Far away. Like something you once knew but no longer remember clearly. It continues existing. Continues breathing. Continues being a body. But you are no longer closely connected to it. No longer bound to it in the way you were before. You are separate. Floating. Untethered. Not gone. Not absent. Just loose. Just free. Just existing without the weight of physical form. And in that weightlessness there is nothing. No pressure. No tension. No sensation at all. Just space. Just openness. Just the neutral, empty experience of being nowhere and everywhere at once. Time has stopped. Or time continues but you are no longer in it. Or you are in it but no longer aware of it. However it is, time does not matter. Does not affect you. Does not move you forward or hold you back. You are outside time. Beyond time. In a place where time does not exist or does not apply or has no meaning. Just this. Just now. Just the eternal, unchanging present that is always here, always the same, always now. Your thoughts are gone. Or they are still there but so faint you cannot hear them. Or hearing and not hearing are the same when there is no one left to listen. However it is, there is silence. Deep silence. Complete silence. Not the silence of an empty room, but the silence of an empty mind. The silence of absence. The silence of nothing. And nothing is peaceful. Not because peace is pleasant, but because nothing cannot be anything other than what it is, which is nothing. No conflict. No worry. No thought. No feeling. No awareness of anything except the pure, simple fact of existing without content, without form, without substance. Just existence. Just being. Just the most basic, minimal presence. And that presence is enough. Is complete. Is all there is and all there needs to be. The night holds you. Or you have become the night. Or holding and being held are the same when there is no boundary between holder and held. You are here. You are darkness. You are quiet. You are space. All of it the same. All of it one. All of it continuous and whole and complete. And in that completeness there is rest. Not the rest of sleep. Not the rest of unconsciousness. But the rest of being nothing, needing nothing, wanting nothing. Just resting. Just being. Just existing in the most simple, neutral, effortless way. And that way continues. Does not end. Does not change. Does not become anything other than what it already is. Which is this. Which is now. Which is the quiet, dark, neutral space where nothing happens and everything is allowed. There is a space here. A quiet space. A space that asks nothing. You are in this space now. Or the space is around you. It does not matter which. The space exists. You exist. And that is all. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to be different from what it already is. The room is dark. Or dim. Or lit softly. However it is fine. The air is cool. Or warm. Or somewhere between. However it feels, it is allowed. Your body is lying down. Resting on a surface that holds you. And the holding is enough. You do not need to do anything with this holding. You do not need to respond to it. It simply is. Like the air around you. Like the darkness. Like the quiet that fills the spaces between sounds. And there are sounds. Or there are not. Either way, they exist in their own space. Separate from you. Not requiring anything.